Hi everybody, I'm Tico Ballagas. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Kindoma. And Kindoma is a new service that helps grandparents keep in touch with their long-distance families. And on a personal note, I have a 2-year-old son. My wife and I are actually expecting a new addition to the family this year. And thank you very much. But my parents live 3,000 miles away. And my wife's parents live 8,000 miles away in Europe. And we're struggling to find ways to build the family bonds that we aspire to have. And so that's why we built Kindoma. And we're not the only family. Actually, families all over the world are struggling to keep in touch. In fact, about half of the families in the U.S., the grandparent lives more than 200 miles away from their grandchild. But grandparents want to be involved. They want to share their values. They want to share their family traditions. They want to build a strong legacy. And what better way to build a strong legacy than to spend time with your grandchild? But existing tools are falling short. So we performed a study looking at how families keep in touch today. And most families still use the phone. But the phone just doesn't work for kids under the age of 7. And there's a number of reasons for that, but conversations just break down. So a lot of families are discovering Skype, which helps, right? Because you can show rather than tell. You can use gesture instead of word. But the big problem with Skype is the same problem with the phone. It's still oriented towards conversation. And you can't have a conversation with the young child. You have to find a way to play with them. So how might we reimagine video conferencing to make it more playful and engaging, to get all sides interested? And so what we've done is we've built Kindoma. And so Kindoma uses books to structure interaction in the distance. So both the young and old know what to do with books, and they give families something to talk about. So suddenly you have an artifact that you can share, that you can talk about, and that makes these traditionally 1 to 2 minute conversations turn into these rich 12-minute stories that allow you to connect. And so what we're doing is we're using this high-quality content to facilitate co-play and learning at a distance. And the great thing about it is that kids learn more when adults in their life read to them. And kids also learn more when they talk about a book during the reading experience. So there's this nice synergy between family communication and learning. And so I want to give you kind of a preview of one of our products. This is Kindoma Storytime, which is a live video chat product. Let's see if it just plays. Oh, it just plays. And so you can see how he really kind of was getting into the book, and he wanted to talk to me about the book, and I was using it to help him with his vocabulary and to help him with his letters. And so we were practicing both of those, but at the same time I was connecting with him in a way that I couldn't with the regular video chat. But in addition to Kindoma Storytime, the live video chat, sometimes families just have trouble scheduling time to connect. So we also have what we call Kindoma book messages, which allows families to record messages and send them to be consumed at the child's leisure. But the thing that we really focused on here that I think is a differentiator is what feedback the grandparents get from the child reading the book. And a lot of products out there exist that just forget about the feedback element. And so the grandparents need to know how the child is engaging with the recording. And they need to know which books are working and which books aren't, and what's making the grandchild laugh, so they can do more of that in their next recording. So we were founded in September 2012. We just launched, well, before that, we actually joined a nonprofit Una Mesa Association, which is a great kind of incubator down in Palo Alto. And then at the end of December, we launched our private trial through the web. So you can actually go to our website today, Kindoma.com, and register to be a private trial participant. We're going to need all the feedback and help we can get to get this product launched. We're doing an iPad trial. You saw a preview of that in the video in March of this year, and then we're going to do a full public launch with a content partner and a channel partner by May of this year. Our team, so Mariana and myself are the co-founders, and we've got two terrific advisors. Terry Winograd, he was actually one of Larry Page's advisors who, before he went to Google, and Michael Levine, Executive Director of the Joan Gaines Cooney Center. They're a great thought leader in the children's education space. And we ourselves have 5 years of experience in this space, and you can see our portfolio of work at connectedreading.com. We were previously at Nokia Research Center, and we got an idea release plus a small grant from them to branch this out and make this a commercial product. And so we need advice. That's part of the reason we're here. Please join our private trial, give us feedback, but we also want to build a team of grandparents as a participatory design team to help us hone our products. And the ideal participant would be 50 to 59, or even up to in their 60s would be fine. The oldest grandchild, 2 to 7, willing to commute to Palo Alto, California. And we also need help identifying great books and publishers, so if you have any connections there, please let us know. And lastly, we're currently seeking angel/seed funding, so please help us find socially minded investors. So thank you.
Right. Awesome. Great job, Tico. Quick question for me before we go. You're joining a non-profit accelerator. What's your thinking behind that?
So the accelerator doesn't take only nonprofits, but they have a strong social mission. So as long as they consider themselves, Una Mesa wants to be a bridge between the nonprofit world, the university world, and the for-profit world. And the only way they can effectively be that bridge is they embrace for-profit companies in their entity.
Okay.
But our mission of connecting families and improving children's literacy strongly aligned with their mission of they also want to improve health and literacy. So that's how it was a good fit.
Great. Excellent. Yeah, question.
It's more of a comment. There's a great story I've read that there's grandmothers in England who read stories to children in orphanages in India, I think it is, or something like that. And I don't know whether you see this product going beyond just, you know, individually connecting like families, but do you see it as, you know, sharing knowledge from, let's say, retired teachers in one country to educate other groups?
Yeah, absolutely. I do think that this product has a much broader reach than what I've presented here. It's really, you know, we've picked it's hard to say niche because it's such a big market, but we've picked an area that we can focus on, and we know we can design the product for, and we know it's going to be really good for. But I think it would definitely apply to things like there's groups like the Experience Network, which gets older adults to read books with school children in impoverished neighborhoods. If you could make that, for example, or these longer distance things, like imagine partnering with Room to Read, for example, right? And getting these orphanages all over the world access to people who want to help, who want to read to them. And quite frankly, you know, it can go beyond books too, right? This could be bigger than books, and we're already thinking about what's after books as well. But we got to get books right.
It makes a lot of sense for the publisher to want to do this. I've got a friend at Pearson that I'll introduce you to.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up on Stephen's question, just out of curiosity. So how are you working with Una Mesa? What are they providing? What are they doing?
Well, primarily they're providing us space. So they have an office in downtown Palo Alto. If you're familiar with the area, it's right there next to the farmers market in downtown. But they're also providing us mentorship and advising. So Greg Wolf, the head of MS, is a great resource in terms of educational links, nonprofit links. He was offering to introduce us today to the Draper Foundation to propose something very similar to what you're proposing today. So, and we're trying it out. Honestly, it's an experiment for us as it is for them. And so far, I've been really pleased with the choice.
Excellent. All right, fantastic. Tico, thanks so much. And you can find us